Hello, and welcome to the Art and Times of Jay Ryan. Today we're going to look at Wednesday Comics. Giant tome from DC Comics. It was in like a newspaper style format. We'll throw some stuff on here just for scale, manga and a comic book. It's pretty huge. It's very large format, oversized, bigger than 11 by 17. So yeah, we're just going to kind of flip through it here. Enjoy. It's a very prestige, very cared about project. You can tell that there was some love put in. It's when people still loved comic books, I think. I was a big fan of it, and seeing the art in this like really large format. Yeah, like these were really cool. Like I was such a huge fan. And they were done like this too. Like look at all these panels. European kind of French vibe to this whole thing just because of how big they are. And they were really, because they knew it was going to be printed in such a large format, they were able to do more panels. They were to do more with it. And yeah, and see how like I always have a little banner at the top, and yeah, they're just really well done. The whole thing. We're not going to go through the whole thing, obviously. We'll flip through it, but like Commandy pages. These pages look great. Kind of big fan. Little Jack Kirby nod down here. But yeah, like all the art and stuff for these was just great. Like you could tell people cared. Tiger Man. It's beautiful. I'm gonna skip around a bit here. I'm gonna show some Commandy. The Superman stuff looks really great too. Like yeah, like and it was really cool because you could literally just like do these. Like you could get like 2 pages worth of paneling done in this, and it looked good. It was allowed to breathe. I'm very impressed with these. Kind of one of my favorite pieces to kind of look at. We'll skip through some more of the stuff. Got some Dead Man here. Very cartoony kind of Batman animated series. Darwin Cook, Bruce Timm. Yeah, and like look at like just the large format just allows these pages to breathe. They're so big. It's really nice. Big fan. I also like because they're kind of this one-page story kind of format. I just really like how dynamic the layouts are, and they could just kind of go for stuff. There's a cool little Green Lantern story in here as well. Yeah, these were all just really well done. Like it's kind of crazy because everything looks like people care, and all the art, like even this Aldred art looks great. Like he really went for it with this. And I think a lot of them did too, because look at this stuff, like a little snakes and ladders kind of crazy thing going on there. And I think they could, yeah, like this is like the table. But I think they could do this because of the large format. They could really play with it. And so yeah, it's really cool. Got some Sean Galloway, some AKA Cheeks in here. I'm very on-off with his style. Sometimes I'm like, oh man, that is simplicity defined and it still gets everything across. And other times I'm like, man, you could just do some more. But yeah, that's kind of thing. The Titans, we'll flip the Strange Adventures here. Paul Pope. Like, yeah, and see, like these pages are huge. Like just looking at the craziness of the artwork, it's very exciting. Like I feel like if you have the chance to get a hold of this, I recommend it. And I recommend it in the large format. I would not buy this in like a standard trade format or anything like that. Like if you can get this oversized, man, go for it. Like look at this, like Amanda Connor. Like they're just going for it. Like, and it's really, everything's really crisp. A panel like this would be lost in a traditional format. If you scaled this thing down, but yeah, these are beautiful. These are like Metal Men. Look at all these pages. So good. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things that I just kind of flip through and drool over. And even if you don't love some of these writers or artists or their particular style, seeing it blown up like this and the way they're able to just go crazy with the paneling and stuff like that. Like there's like a bajillion panels on some of these pages, and it's crazy. Really going for it. So I'm not showing the entire thing here. Yeah, like look at these. These are gorgeous. Adam and Joe Kubert. Like yeah, like these pages are incredible. But yeah, like this stuff is just gorgeous. Like you can't deny this art and the great storytelling, and like really like look how tight these pages are. Like going from panel to panel when it's like just one shot and breaking it off is just clever layouts for sure. Yeah, big fan. Sergeant Rock and Easy Company. All the Flash stuff. Like, and that's the thing too, like there's a lot of like really clean, clear, simple panels, but then you're gonna get like these pages where there's just like 30 panels on the page. It's great. Yeah, oh yeah. Like here, look at this. I love this shot. Look at this, the slide down here. You're just like whoop, whoop. Like this here is beautiful, and you'd have a really hard time pulling this off on a regular comic book page. On a regular page, that thing is down here. It's like squishing it. Like I said before, like this is a regular page. This is a regular comic book. Like squish that down into this, and everything's gone. Everything's lost, and it's really cool that this format exists and things are allowed to breathe, and you're just, because you can work that, because they were probably all working this big too, would have been really exciting. Because a lot of times you're like, all this detail is going to get lost. Or like when they're doing something like really clean and simple, you can allow the colors and things like that to pop. Yeah, it's really cool. As you can tell, I'm a big fan. You know, not everything's a hit, not everything's firing on all cylinders, not everything was the best thing I've ever read. The package itself is quite desirable. Yeah, like just look at like a lot of these big shots. These look like they're lifted straight from Star Trek. What the hell? But yeah, like all the stuff looks really good. Like, you know, there's a lot of really big shots, because like you couldn't get away with a lot of these shots. Some Plastic Man, you know, and it goes over cartoony, like it's, you know, it's wild. Then there's this really cool spot in the back where it has a lot of the rough layouts and like character designs. I love this stuff. A lot of people get really like bent out of shape, like, oh my god, they just put a bunch of sketches in the back, and it's like, dude, the creative process and seeing how they got there, that's the exciting part. Like, see, like, you know, you're establishing the character. And that's the other thing that's like so lost. The whole staying on model, characters being on model, characters staying true to the character. That stuff's still very important, but apparently lost. And so yeah, I really dig it. Like, see here's another one of these things where they tried out all these designs and stuff like that for the logo, because that stuff matters. A lot of people like, oh, it just I'll put the font in Impact, whatever the name of my book is, and we're good. No, design a goddamn logo, one that looks good, one that's representative of the theme and feel and style of the project you're working on, or just get someone else to do it. You're not going to do it yourself. Get someone else to do it. All right. But yeah, this was really great. A huge fan of this book, and I can't recommend it enough. If you can hunt down a copy of it, God, when did this come out? This was 2009. Oh, it was kind of later 2000s, I guess. So yeah, it's still a good. 2009 was the original copyright and publishing for 1 to 12, and then this collection was 2010 for the compilation. So it's still a good 12 years old. It's pretty awesome. I recommend it. Okay, and that's going to do it. If you liked everything you saw here today, like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Share it out on social media. Tell your mom about it. You know, that's all I can ask. Anyways, see you next time. Bye-bye.